Good evening. Committee to order. Thursday, June 11th, 2026, 6:31 p.m. First item of business is state regarding recording.
Good evening. This meeting is being recorded for publication on YouTube and other social media platforms. By participating, you consent to the capture of your audio, video, and chat contributions. Please be aware that anything visible in your background or shared during the session will be included in the recording.
Thank you. Before we do roll call, we have a new member.
Oh, let me let them all in. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Lynn?
Yep, everyone's in.
Before I do a full roll call, we have a new member from Hubbardston, Jennifer Rogers. Are you on?
Yes.
I am. I'm here. Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And
I'm excited to be with you guys.
Thank you. I'm glad you're with us. And we'll talk later about any other perspectives and anything we can help you with. And welcome aboard and thank you for coming on board from Hubbardston.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Roll call?
Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Here.
Mr. Deschamps,
Here.
Mr. Willanen,
Here.
Ms. Kelly is not here. Ms. Garvey,
Here.
Mr. Brown,
Here.
Ms. Rogers,
Here.
Ms. Mock,
Here.
Mr. Moncor,
Here.
Mr. Wiggler,
Here.
Mrs. Thompson,
Here.
Mr. Nutter,
Here.
Ms. LaRange is not here. Ms. Reeves,
Here.
and Chairman Brophy.
Here.
Thank you.
And then if there's no objection for the school committee members, like take an item out of order and we'll go to the Student Advisory Council and students from Ruggles Lane Elementary.
I don't think they all want to hang around for the whole.
If there's no objection. Over to the superintendent.
First of all, Chris Carlson is with us tonight, and he's going to introduce his team of fantastic students up
Absolutely.
there.
I want to thank the school committee for opening this up. What a great forum for our fourth grade friends, their teacher, Miss Murphy. I know that they've been working hard, dedicating time outside of the classroom in order to put together this presentation. And really, I know for Miss Murphy, social studies is a passion project for her. So kind of share that with the students, and then the students kind of taking some of the modules and curriculum from this school year and presenting in front of the school committee. We thank you. I want to thank particularly the parents for coming out tonight as well. A lot of people are pulling double duty. I just saw a lot of people over at the concert, really well attended there. So thank you all for finding time in your personal lives to come out and celebrate our students. So Ms. Murphy, take it away.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us here this evening. It's always an exciting time of year for fourth grade at Ruggles Lane. We participate in a lot of fun activities, and it's kind of the culmination of all our learning in social studies the entire year. So the students that you see before you here have been chosen specifically because of their dedication to their learning, their excitement about social studies, and always willing to go the extra mile. Some of the students sitting here, if I had asked them in September if they would find themselves sitting here in front of a whole room of strangers ready to produce a presentation, would have laughed me right out of the room and said, "No way, Jose, Mrs. Murphy." But here they are tonight, and I am so proud of the growth that they have made socially and how their self-esteem has grown throughout some of the different things that we've done this year. We've done little plays, we've done little activities, and I think it's all just been fabulous. So without further ado, tonight you're going to see some of the DESE social studies units that have been created over the last couple of years. I had the opportunity to go all year last year and learn how to teach the different units that the state was pushing out towards our elementary classrooms. It was very daunting and very overwhelming at first. Last year, we all just kind of dibbled our feet in it. And this year I went into the year with the expectation of doing the best I could with getting as much of the curriculum done as possible. There are 5 units in the grade 4 curriculum. And within each unit, there are 3 clusters. And within each cluster, there are 7 and 8 lessons. So 8, 8, and 8 times 5. So that's very, very overwhelming for a teacher, especially a teacher who's also required to be teaching ELA and math and science, and with not a lot of time allotted for a lot of those different subjects. This year I found opportunities to integrate some of the social studies context into my ELA lessons, which helped maximize instructional time and deepen student learning. And my hope, because this is my last 10 days after 34 years, that's actually, I've been in the Quabbin district since I was 5, so it's actually a lot longer than that. I'm finally graduating, retiring / but my hope is if I was here next year, that teachers would be given the opportunity to collaborate and discuss priority lessons within the social studies frameworks, because there are so many, and some of them repeat a little, and some of them just might not necessarily need to be done. So that is my big hope, because I think any teacher who's looking at it would just say, there's no way I can do this. And so I took it upon myself to put all of the 4th grade units in slideshows to share with the 4th grade teachers for next year. However, then I hear today that DESE just pushed out all kinds of things that got fixed. So it is what it is. But the curriculum generally focuses on placing a strong emphasis on inquiry-based learning. Students are encouraged to think critically about what events have happened in history and to consider how those events and ideas continue to influence our world today. Students are asked to research together, right? Discuss together, debate together, create projects that demonstrate their understanding, watch videos and take notes, and learn to apply new vocabulary. Vocabulary development is an important component of this curriculum, and students become familiar with these terms through regular use and discussion. In addition, there is a strong focus on analyzing and understanding primary sources so that as they grow up into the upper grades, they have a better understanding of what those are. These students here tonight have assembled together during their lunchtime with me the last 2 weeks. They've even shared some of their dumplings and their chicken fingers with me, which was always right? They've created a Google slide to go along with a poster that they have put together, bless you, which will show off a little section of 1 or 2 of the units that we did. These students have shown in class that they were excited, enjoyed learning, and that's, again, why they have been selected. So without further ado, I think I would like the students to take over at this time. And one thing I'd like to just possibly just show you a little bit before they start, just to kind of give you an explanation of what the units look like. So, for example, Mesa Verde was a big one that we did, and it's in Unit 2, Cluster 3. Is it not going to open? Can you click on it?
I can click on it, yep.
And just to give you a quick peek at, so this is what the investigating history will look like. And if you can move down through these slides, you'll see that they give real life pictures. They'll tell them what a mesa is. Then they'll have some informational parts about where Mesa Verde is located and, you know, how it, so basically it gives them a little bit of an overview of what the ancestral Pueblo people are. And one of the groups is going to talk to you about the name Ancestral Pueblans in a moment and talk to you about what they used to be called. So we can get out of that one. So that's just a little sample of what the students see. And then this one here, Unit 3, Lesson 3, is another one. This jumps a little bit forward into the reasons why European explorers wanted to come to America. And we talk about the big motivations. Motivation is a huge vocabulary term in this unit, and what motivated them. And students will actually tell me what motivated them as we go through it. Primary sources, we have a word wall that we establish. And so again, we try to incorporate these terms into our everyday life. It's so wonderful when you hear an entire group of 4th graders learning about history, calling everyone an Indigenous person and not any other term. It's really something to see. Thank you. We can get out of that now. So finally here, this is another thing about lesson 2. This is that every lesson has a launch where it kind of gives the kids a little bit of, this is what you're going to be learning about. It shows them a map of Europe, tells them what the motivation was. And we start talking about some of the explorers, Columbus, Magellan, and Cortez, and some of these early explorers, the Vikings, and why they continue to want to come here to America. In Unit 4, which we're getting to next week, which we haven't started yet, now these same ideas come for the motivation for Americans to move west with Western expansion. So it all builds upon itself, which is a great thing. So we can get out of that and go to the next slide. And then I'm going to ask my friend Frankie to come on up and welcome us to this presentation.
Evening. Welcome to the 4th grade plus presentation. Hello and good evening. Today the question that we are answering for you is why did we rename Anasazi Indians? I have some of my friends to help explain why we renamed the Anasazi Indians. Meet Vinny and Brady. Some of these pictures of the Anasazi Indians show pictures of either where they are from or of them. Also, if you haven't noticed already, we are dressed up old. We did this because we are wearing what we wore to our Ellis Island day. Now Vinny will speak. We renamed Indians because it was disrespectful, and when Christopher Columbus landed in 1492, we called East Indians Indians. We changed it due to the lack of respect we had. We say indigenous people to show respect for Indians. Christopher Columbus called on Indians for many years. Ever since we called on indigenous people, that was the name that stuck. Now Brady will teach you why we call it Anasazi. Anasazi meant ancient enemies. They didn't do anything to earn that name, so they changed the name to Ancient Pueblos. This change of name was very necessary. So now today we call them Ancient Pueblos. This means prehistoric Native American civilizations. All right, so we have our slideshow that says, why did we rename Indians and Anasazi? So, the ancient Pueblos moved out of the cliffs because of drought. Because of all the drought that came to crop failure. And then water dried out, which is some of the reasons that we made that myth. We don't know most of the reasons. If you now call Indians indigenous people, we call Indians indigenous people this because it was already respectful. When Christopher Columbus landed, he called East Indians indigenous people. East Indians we all know Mesa Area is a Mesa National Park, but do you know what it really means? Mesa means tabletop and Verde means green. So together it makes green tabletop. But the indigenous people / ancient Pueblos moved and not on top but inside. Alright, some of the fun facts that we have are we learned all of what we're teaching you about is mostly from activities. We are only teaching you about what we learned in class with some links. And we have a couple of other links that you guys can look at. And going to our poster, it's on another box. Yeah. The Anasazi was renamed to Ancient Pueblos because Anasazi meant ancient enemies when they didn't do it. In the poster, we have a bunch of other we have pictures and we have other writing that we will read. Okay, so So we drew me and Brady drew this poster to represent the Mesa Verde, how it is now as a National Historical Park. And also we have a poster that has pictures of the Indians and Anasazi, and we printed out a photo of the ancient pueblos. Thank you for having us here. Our names are Anna, Leighton, and Katie. We are talking about why you should preserve and protect Mesa Verde National Park. We are proud of doing this slide, yet let us all tell about our slide. This slide is all about Mesa Verde. There are facts about why you should preserve and protect Mesa Verde National Park. And now we will show you our slide. Why it's important to preserve Mesa Verde so that generations of people to come can learn about their ancient people who their culture. The park was established in 1906, preserves 4,700 sites. Staff also made sure the visitors treat the sites and the park with respect. A Spanish explorer most likely named the area Mesa Verde, means green table in Spanish. Mesa Verde National Park is located in what is now southwest Colorado. Now we'll do the post-it. We have many pictures about Mesa Verde, like the Cliff Palace is one of many cliff drawings. We have like the pictures that like name the word. And me and my friend Chris made this drawing of Mesa Verde. She's not here today, but that is okay. Over 600 ancient homes and villages were built directly into natural stone cliff in southwestern Colorado. You can come a junior ranger at Mesa Verde. What a junior ranger is? A junior ranger is a person who preserves and protects Mesa.
Yep, and you can complete a program and earn a badge. And every fourth grader was able to complete their junior Ranger program at Lowell yesterday, and they all became a junior Ranger and were sworn in by the Park Service and received a badge.
Well, that is all we have. Have a great evening. Good evening, everybody. Our names are Andrew and Weston. You have to say that, how can we honor those who came before we did people? We can honor the indigenous people who came before us by giving thanks to the indigenous peoples. Why you us? Indigenous people came to North America before us. Indigenous people made corn, and they also made cachinas. Those are the indigenous people's gods that they worship. Indigenous people also how they created from some fertilizer to the highly sustainable. But indigenous people use bows and arrows to hunt for food and also use them for combat. Clay pots are made. You have to shape the clay and then dry. Process to make love. Once it's dry, you can paint the pot in your clay pot and stuff. We can also make many indigenous sites into national parks to preserve and protect these important places. These are kind of fun facts. When Columbus came to North America, he was actually trying to go to like India. That's what they call them, Indians. But instead, he got blocked by North America and South America. And there's still lots of indigenous people still alive, but not as much as there were many, many years ago. Now these this is their slide, and these are poster, and this is like what it is, and like what they use, and it is and like indigenous people would use arrows to hunt and use them for combat. How they would use the arrows to hunt is hiding somewhere behind a tree. Once the indigenous people see animals, they would shoot their arrows. How they used their arrows was to get rid of the Spanish and the other explorers to fight them off. Also to fight other tribes that were attacking them. Indigenous people grew beans and self-fertilizer, which made it highly sustainable. And that was that. They get the beans to cook and eat. And it was basically cool. By digging holes in their fingers, it shaped the clay while they were still water. Letting it dry in the sun. Once it's dry, they're going to paint to paint their pots, and the indigenous people will have their clay. And thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Me, Davina, and Hannah are doing primary sources. First, we will show you slide. Examples of primary sources. An example of a primary source is the first actual copy of the Declaration of Independence, also the first actual copy of poems and important documents. These could be examples if they are the first one made and if they are in a protected space like a museum in Washington, D.C. in the United States. The Declaration of Independence is in there. What a primary source is. A primary source is the first ever actual thing that was made. the premise is like the Declaration of Independence. If it's copyrighted, that is second business. It shows what language and how they actually live. And what they wrote. This is what I'm sure it is. The two pictures are the Declaration of Independence, and the highlighted parts are some important things you should know. I will show you a poster. The Declaration of Independence is located in the National Archives Museum, Washington, D.C. The Declaration of Independence was made on July 4th, 1776. The Bill of Rights is a primary source. It was made December 18th, 1791. Do you have any questions on the poster or slideshow?
Nice job.
We also looked at many primary sources of class paintings, maps, and journals. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for having us here. Today, me, Lincoln, my friend Jaden, and my other friend Ethan will be presenting reasons European explorers explored. First, Europeans explorers would explore for wealth. Europeans would come here to get spices and gold because they wanted to explore the land so they could get riches. Some of these reasons still exist today. This is because they still have problems in their country, so they can come to America and get better land. Pride. Explorers and conquestors saw an individual glory to elevate themselves from impoverished nobles or commoners into legendary heroes whose names would be immortalized. Religion. They want to come here so they could spread religion and they could go to more churches. America has more churches because there's many different religions. Now we will talk about our poster and how it gives an idea of what we're talking about. European explorers come here for money, riches, and spices because they wanted to sell them to gain money while they were exploring the land. They found these things. Some of these reasons still are here today. European explorers would come here for religion because they want to come to the churches, and they can be their religion. Glory and pride. European explorers would also come here to get glory and pride because in their other countries they lived and they did not have any gold. And that's the end of our presentation.
Those are just the pictures that went with yours. Want to talk a little bit about what we're looking at?
Reason European explorers picture and fun facts. This is some of the explorers. This is people after they landed. This is another picture.
These are a lot of photos and paintings within the unit. So what they tried to do is go back through and take pictures with their computer and upload it and put it in the slides. Good job, friends. Okay, next slide. This one.
Easy for they would on bike and other public people would sing dance with their figure art. They call it too. So they would play the body one because it's not and always favorite. This poster shows what the ancestral public people would make, right, and where they might have. This is the picture. They would make pots, they would pray to God that, you know, these pictures show where they might live. These are pictures that is showing examples of a pot that ancestral public people would have made. This is an actual pot they could have. And I use pictures. Ancestral public people would be driving. They would also be they would also would be another thing. The way they would have hunted bison and they would chase them off a cliff and the bison would jump off and they would take the bison and use heavy bar. Here's some pictures of assessments and posters you can become. Next slide, please. For having this. The presentation today is about assessments and posters. Our names are Leandros and Chin. They're going. Why it is important to have assessment and posters and exhibits. They show what knowledge we have learned. We can give examples of information so we know what to do on our other assignments. One of the assessments we did is the jigsaw activity. There are only 3 main tests that are all different. We also made photos, posting that photo because we have pictures or illustrations of everyday assessment and that's them. We need to preserve and protect artifacts so that we have them for future years and generations to come. To add on, we also learned how to use patient symbols to make sentences the way the ancient people used to do. We also made a diamond paper which helped us share our ideas, thoughts, and information. Native American symbols are important for us to understand because they are ancient words. The symbols tell stories of ancient cultures. It's very interesting to study in the ancient language. We can know from what their life was. The activity are important because it teaches how it is important to preserve sites, like the bison gem and mesa verde, because we got to discuss our ideas of the diamond tables that can help each other understand each other's ideas to bring information and this. This is the ending of the assessments and purchase words. Goodbye, audience.
So, just some closing remarks. So I knew I wanted to be a teacher when I was in the third grade, Hubbardson Center School. And I had some really fun teachers there who always made learning fun. The kids and I drove by a little pond in Hubbardston on our way to Lowell yesterday, and I was telling them that Mrs. Appleton and Mrs. Piper had a wildflower project. And so my dad was intent on me having the most, and he swam out into the middle of the Rill River and picked me a lily pad. And so I showed all the kids the pond where he did that. And so from that point on, I really knew that I wanted to teach and I wanted to have it to be fun. So when students are engaged and excited about what they're learning, they absorb the material more deeply and retain it longer. My philosophy throughout the last 34 years of teaching has been to make learning memorable, meaningful, and fun. I've always tried to think outside the box and create lessons and experiences that our students will remember for years to come. One way I've done this is by traveling to many of the places that I actually teach about. Maybe we could click on the Mesa Verde trip. So
I'll try this one.
It's pictures of me and my family at Mesa Verde. And several summers ago, I traveled to Angel Island so that I could teach the students firsthand what it was like to be on Angel Island. I've been to Ellis Island. So I try to make sure that I don't know what I'm going to do for my destinations now that I'm not teaching anymore, but usually would gear it towards something that I was teaching. And so when it came to students bringing history to life, I feel like this creates a stronger connection. We recently completed 2 major social studies units. We studied the history of immigration and the journeys millions of people made through Ellis Island and in search of new opportunities in America. To celebrate our learning, we held an Ellis Island Day where students dressed as immigrants and participated in activities that reflected the experiences of those arriving at Ellis Island in 1910. We also completed our study of the Industrial Revolution, where students learned how the transition from farm to factory transformed the American workforce and led to the growth of industrial cities such as Lowell, Massachusetts. And I don't know if maybe some of the pictures here will.
I was denied there too.
That didn't work either. Oh, well, as part of this unit, we traveled to Lowell National Park yesterday, and we spent the day learning how the factories and canal systems operated. Students became junior rangers and received National Park passport books and badges that they can continue to use for years to come as they visit parks across the country. As many of you know, this is my final year in the classroom. I will truly miss teaching all of these young minds about our nation's history and helping them to discover the stories that shape our country. And as I begin my next adventure, I hope to become a National Park Ranger, seasonal ranger. And perhaps one day I'll see one of you carrying your National Park book as you explore a park and continue on your own journey to learning. So thank you very much for inviting us here tonight to share our these wonderful children with you and for being here. It has been an honor and a privilege to teach in the Quabbin District for the last 34 years. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Love it.
Fantastic. Any questions, comments from school committee members? Dr. Allen and Lee?
Yeah, were you the one who did religion? Who?
Yes.
I got one for you. When the settlers formed the town, they wanted to have a school for education so that the kids could read the Bible. And the name of that law was the Old Satan Deluder Act.
Oh.
I think that that's a cool name. In the education annals, don't you? Okay, and then a question, I guess, more for you.
Yes.
Do you do any of the local things like the Wheeler Surprise, Daniel Shays Rebellion, Jacob Reese? I mean, you talked about the factories.
So we talk a lot about Jacob Reese because in our study of immigration, he has a couple of books that he's put out, How the Other Half Lives, and some books on child labor. And so we definitely talked about Mr. Reese and to where he's buried. I've told the kids that I've been up into his homestead area where he had his farm during his retirement and where his burial ground is. So I've encouraged them to go and visit that, but definitely he has been,
Oh, that's great. And Shays Rebellion, of course, in Peters.
yes,
Peters Dam.
yes,
That's very local and it's very pertinent.
absolutely, absolutely. If only we had more time for social studies. I could do it all day.
Yeah.
So.
So first of all, I have a couple things. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate this fourth grade for having some of the best behaved parents I have ever had. Good for you guys. You had a lot of impressive things in your presentation, but what impressed me a lot was before your presentation, because I was watching you all come in here into the room. And first there was a group and others came in and none of you were like just standing there waiting for somebody to tell them to do something. You were all interacting with each other. You were setting up your posters. It seemed like you were talking about whose place everybody, how you were all going to go. You were working like a team. And I think that's a great thing. And sometimes there are things that maybe you don't see as part of the, what the presentation is, but working as a team is important. And you're going to need to be able to do that as you go to elementary school, middle school, and high school. But I think that was just great to watch all your interactions before we set up the whole meeting to make your presentation. And the last thing I want to say to you is not just for the group that did the primary source, but I think for all of you, I think primary sources as you go forward are going to be very important because there is so much stuff out there that people claim is the right thing, the wrong thing, whatever. But if you don't know the primary source, it's really going to be difficult to tell where the truth is. So primary sources are going to be important, going forward in your life. So I hope you keep that in mind when you're searching for, the kernel of truth that you're looking for. So, but great job for all of you.
Anyone else?
I do have a comment for Mrs. Murphy. I think the past few months, Public Center School also had two personnel retired as well. The connection within all this, I think I've met people in town as well. My wife went to the school as well when she was younger, like 5th or 6th grade. There's this interesting aspect where you guys are leaving an imprint. You're touching the next generation. Because my wife remembers stories from her teachers. And I think the most recent person that retired also was there for almost 34 years as well. And all the kids were crying during the event, right? It kind of gives hopes. So there's a likelihood one of you guys is going to be a teacher in the school, and this is going to continue. I think the point is sometimes we're actually losing hope in our generation, like what's going to happen. I think the school is here to stay because of people like you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Every year I do usually receive at least 3 to 4 different postcards from students I've had in the past from national parks that they've visited, whether they're in their 30s or they're 18 or whatever. And that always just makes me feel really good. Like, it's there. So I thoroughly enjoy my job and I will miss it. But now I will teach in the national parks instead. So again, thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Look, they want to stay.
People in the front. Nice. Oh, get in. Hey, can you see Lily? Thanks, everybody. I don't have to wear these costumes anymore.
Thank you.
Good, good. Bye, buddy. Bedtime.
Yes, it is for this one.
Good night. See you around.
A lot of good things. I know. That gives me hope. Yeah.
We'll give him a second to.
Yes.
get on. Oh.
Share it once you get one.
Nice place. Okay. Allison? Murphy, thank you.
Thank you.
Carlton's very useful there.
Okay, we'll go back to the agenda, but before I do my last perspective of nominating a parliamentarian to turn it over to the organization, I need to make a comment and observation. I've been on the committee for 19 years. Of those 19, I still have 2 more years left, so I'm not going anywhere. I got 2 more years left on my election. But I appreciate past 9 years, you elected me chair, and you also elected me 5 years as vice chair. So of 19 years, I've had 14 years in a position of vice chair or chair. And I want to say thank you. You've supported me, voted me, and I appreciate it. But it's time to pass the baton. For a vice chair, Deb left. I am going to finish out my term. May or may not. I got a lot of stuff to do. I get involved on subcommittees. I like what I do. I do get involved. I appreciate it. But it's time for others to be involved. So I'm still going to be involved, but I appreciate the years that you had the faith, the belief, and how I could lead. So I thank you for that. So my last piece, no, my last, you could do it in a minute if you want, but my last piece is to make a motion to nominate Superintendent Muha as the parliamentarian for the school district, Auburn Regional School District. Second, okay. Any discussion, any other nominations parliamentarian. It's the superintendent.
I have to do a roll call.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Deschamps,
Yes.
Mr. Willannon,
Yes.
Ms. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. Muck,
Yes.
Mr. Moncour,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler,
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nutter,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy.
Yes. Now, turn it over to the superintendent parliamentarian.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to open nominations for chair. I'd like to leave them open for maybe 5 to 7 minutes, just to make sure there's enough time for anyone who might want to raise someone up, or if there's discussion around that. So nominations for chair. Greg?
I'd like to nominate David Deschamps.
Second.
Move that be closed.
I thought we'd try leaving it open for a little bit, just in case there were any others. It's not a problem. We don't have to leave it open long, but let's just pause a few minutes just in case there's others. Is what we call teacher wait time.
Actually, it's harder for her than it is for us.
You always have a student like Dr. Allen.
If you're lucky.
Any other nominations for chair?
Like I said.
Okay, there we go.
So we need to do a roll call. You ready?
Mhm.
Roll call. Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy,
Yes.
Mr. Deschamps,
Yes, with humility.
Mr. Willannon,
Yes.
Ms. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Sorry, yes.
Ms. Muck,
Yes.
Mr. Moncour,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler,
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nutter.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, and at this time, I'm going to open nominations for vice chair.
Nominate,
actually,
Oh.
sorry. Go ahead.
well, I nominate Walter Nutter.
Second.
Move we close.
I'm going to respectfully request just a few minutes because I think I did something wrong.
Well, usually the chair then comes back and then
Oh.
the chair takes over the vice
Sorry.
chair and the rest of it.
Sorry, Dave, you should have opened nominations for vice chair.
It's,
You do it.
We'll still wait a couple minutes just in case there's any.
Like to nominate Peggy Thompson for vice chair.
Second.
who nominated Mr. Nutter?
I did.
You did. Seconded by Lee, correct?
Dave.
Or Dave,
Oh.
did you? No, for Mr. Nutter, you seconded?
I second.
Yeah, okay.
Any other nominations for vice chair? We'll close the nominations for vice chair at this time.
Okay, so we'll start with Mr. Nutter. What? I'm sorry.
But I just, do we have the opportunity to speak in support of the person that we nominated?
Sure, that's why I was leaving them open
Okay.
in case anyone wanted to have any comments.
I've known Peggy for a long time. I think you may have been, I came here 30 some odd years ago, and I think you were on the school committee at that point. She's walked a tightrope certain years between her town and her school district.
Quite a few.
quite a few, very deftly. It's in New Braintree, there are years that it's been a challenge in terms of the budget and everything else, and she has always done her best to represent the children of the district very well. And at the same time, represent her town very well, and which is the reason that she's still here 30 some odd years later. She brings a lot of that experience and understanding and diplomacy to any position that she would be in as far as the school committee. And I think as a vice chair, she would definitely legitimize a lot of the discussions with the towns, especially in New Braintree in particular, regarding things like budget and other issues that the towns may have with the district. So I do strongly support Peggy, and I would hope that you would too.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Dr. Allen?
Yeah, I want to reprise comment that I made like 40 years ago. When Gromelsky and Ed Leonard were both running for chair. And there was a tie. And Gromelsky wound up abstaining. But it was much like this situation, and we have two very good, very qualified people. And what I advised the committee, I said, okay, everybody on the committee is a quality person, is a caring educator. And whichever way we go, we have a good person. Anybody on this committee could be a good chair or a good vice chair. So you put me in quite a quandary, because I think both of them are excellent. And would do a very good job. So I guess it just puts me in mind of that situation when it was Gromelsky and Ed Leonard. Now, Ed Leonard wound up chair, what, 15, 20 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. Gromelsky was appointed judge by Governor.
Well, Volpe.
No.
Salucci.
Democrat in the ran for president in the
Dukakis.
Yeah, Dukakis. Yeah, he was a judge for a long time, and he was my classmate of mine too. But anyway.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to echo what you're saying about
Right,
both
I
of
think
these.
Walter's a great guy.
They're both wonderful candidates, and it is a quandary. I didn't expect that to happen tonight. And I think we do have two wonderful choices, and I would be very satisfied with either candidate, but my thought had been with Peggy. And so you do have my support.
So I would just like to say that I don't have an ego here, so if everybody wants to vote for Peggy, I'm fine with that. So, like everybody wants to vote for me, I'm fine with that. But it's I'm not gonna have my feelings hurt by whatever happens.
Same here. I think Walter would do a nice job too.
So I have a comment. This is fun, by the way. One of the key aspects, I think, that's, Dr. Allen, like you mentioned earlier, anyone here would actually serve this board very well. I think it's a question of where we're heading and how we would like to represent. One thing I kind of realize, being a chair and vice chair, there's a lot of front facing with the public that's required and so forth. I think anyone that would actually be doing it here. Given the current aspect of how we're facing, we're gonna go back to budget again, but in the next few months, believe it or not. I think we're actually heading to a point where we need to actually represent our towns and understand that we can step in and speak vocally and influence people, understand what we're doing, like be able to actually communicate what we actually do here on the board. And I think, Peggy, what I notice is I feel like you actually have a loud voice, not in a bad way. What I mean by that is you come in the room, you actually lead the room a different way. Nothing with Walter here, because I think we actually are on the same committee and I really love working with Walter too. So it does create a conundrum when you actually select two people to lead in here. It makes it very tricky. So I think regardless of how it go, we're all gonna be fine with our egos. There's no question here. So I think either one that actually lead this group is gonna be great. What I'm expecting from a chair and vice chair is someone that can actually go on the floor, go on the ground, meet the people, and find ways to actually communicate with them. Because the biggest thing that we need in this sport is communication with the outside group, because sometimes we get so close in here, not knowing what we do, even though we do our best to communicate, every single one of us need to be out there to communicate. And I feel like you can do that well, in my view. So in a sense, I think I would actually promote the idea of actually having you as vice chair.
Yeah, the thing, it's okay, it causes a conundrum is I think both Peggy and Walter would work wonderfully with Dave. And that's, you know, I know you, Dave, have good working relationships with both of these people. And I think that whoever it is, it's going to be very productive.
Can flip a coin.
Yeah, almost.
So I'm not sure how the best way is. We have to do this by roll call.
Yes.
So I don't know if the best way is I've never had this conundrum before.
We're gonna close,
My palms are sweating.
close vice
Well,
chair
that-
nominations,
You
right?
would- You would
Yeah.
give the name, right? You would
Yeah,
give the
so I
name
don't know
and
if I
who they
should
would
go,
vote, who
if
they
I should just
support.
like Ms. Muck, and then you give the name.
Yeah.
That's how we'll do it instead of doing a normal roll call like I normally would. Okay. So that's how we'll begin if you're closing nominations.
I'm closing nominations.
All right. So I'll
Okay.
just go around the room. Mr. Brown,
Thompson.
Ms. Darby,
Mr. Nutter.
Mr. Wiggler, Mrs. Thompson,
I guess myself.
Mr. Devine,
Thompson,
Mr. Brophy,
Mr. Nutter?
Dr. Allen,
Walter.
Mr. Willannon, Mr. Deschamps,
Peggy.
Mr. Nutter,
Myself.
Encore,
Peggy Thompson.
Ms. Muck, and Ms. Rogers.
Just from listening, Peggy.
Okay. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Walter.
Congratulations.
Turn my powers.
Yeah.
Turn my powers.
I know, right?
Or does it just happen?
yeah, but it would have happened at some point. Maybe.
Do we both?
So you
Yeah.
move over to that.
Mhm.
So while we're moving, I just have one thing I would like to personally say is that we're all, now that we have a full committee again, finally, which is wonderful, we're going to have to switch up our seating a little bit because it's a little squishy. So I'm going to end up putting someone on the end, on both ends like we used to do. So if anyone is opposed to sitting at an end at the front, just drop me a line and let me know. I know you are.
What's next to me, Larry?
You don't want to see, you don't want to be near Allison?
I sit next to you with all the negotiations. Allison, that's good.
Okay.
Can I make one more comment? Do you mind?
I guess not.
Mr. Brophy, thank you for your graciousness. Thank you for your contributions to the whole regional school district for the past, what did you say, 19 years. And I do hope that at the end of the 2 years, you reconsider or consider continuing in terms of the leadership you bring to the table. As I said last month, I think we all are capable of being leaders. And the fact that you have shared the opportunity for people to lead in a lot of different capacities over the past few years has helped the school committee grow. And your graciousness tonight is just, what can I say, you're a gentleman. Thank you.
Inspiring, that's what it is. Thank you.
Mr. Hayden.
We have to do the casual. And the executive.
Mhm.
We have to do
Yeah.
those.
before we continue, I want to echo what Greg just said, Mark. When I came on, I looked at you as a mentor, and especially around contract negotiations. And I have deep respect for the depth of your knowledge. It came up in here the other day about options that you can offer for in the negotiations that I hadn't even thought of. So, I saw you as a mentor, and I echo what Greg said. I hope you continue, and please give me your advice. I appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you, David.
Thank you. The next appointment is for treasurer, and the appointment is for Ryan Mayu. We need to have a nomination,
We need to have a motion.
a motion to nominate.
him.
Yes.
Dr. Allen,
Yeah, I
second.
make a motion that we nominate Ryan, Lindsay, and Jessica.
I second.
We do it the whole block,
We've normally done it one by one.
one by one.
Yeah.
Yes, we have normally, and I have changed that.
I think we better stick with procedure, Dr. Allen. We'll do with Ryan Mayotte first. Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy,
Yes.
Mr. Willannon,
Yes.
Ms. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yeah.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. Mutt,
Yes.
Mr. Moncour,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler,
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nutter,
Yes.
and Chairman Deschamps.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. The next one is appointment of Assistant Treasurer Lindsay Tracy. Do we have a motion? Dr. Allen and Lee.
Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy,
Yes.
Mr. Willannon,
Yes.
Ms. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. Muck,
Yes.
Mr. Moncour,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler,
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nutter, Chairman Deschamps.
Yes. The last one is the appointment of Jessica Bennett as Executive Assistant.
Move Jessica.
Second.
Move.
Roll call.
Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy,
Yes.
Mr. Willannon, Ms. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. Muck,
Yes.
Mr. Moncour,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler,
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nutter,
Yes.
Chairman Deschamps.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're all set with that.
Can you have your own vote?
Want to take the field trips out
I don't
of order?
vote.
So our visitors.
I don't vote.
If there's,
Yes, roll call.
if there's no objection, we'd like to go to new business. And take the field trips that are under new business out of order, if that's okay.
Sure, do it.
Okay, and the first one is, Mr. Haley with the hiking club to, the White Mountains, in October next year, or the fall.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Haley. I'm a high school math teacher and the advisor of the hiking club. I've certainly been here a few times. Before I get started, I would just like to say new ancient teacher achievement unlocked as a school committee member. So congratulations, Mr. Brown.
Mother.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I've already unlocked that. Yes. So, congratulations. Nice to see that you're willing to serve. So, the hiking club, we're wrapping up the year. Next Wednesday, we're actually going to Mount Greylock for a in-school trip. So we're looking forward to that. In the hopes of getting things set for next year, we're hoping to return to the White Mountains October 2nd through October 4th of next year. We took a very similar trip in October of this year. Go ahead, Jess, you can move to the next slide. So there's just kind of the overview there. It would be up to 16 students and 4 chaperones. As is the way with these trips, students would have to drop off their gear for inspection. We would leave after attendance on Friday. We'll take the district-owned vans, which I remain eternally grateful for. The trip to Greylock will be free of charge to students. This will be an affordable trip. We're gonna try out a different campground this year. We'll be a little further west, still on the Kankamangas Highway. It's called Wildwood Campground. The mountains that I propose are, our plan A. We always have to, be wary of the weather and trail conditions. We might have to do something else if the weather wasn't conducive, but we're gonna try to hike Mount Pemigewasset on Friday, and then on Saturday, our big hike would be Mount Moosilauke. And then, barring things going, assuming things going on schedule, we would head back after packing up our camp on Sunday. Again, just $40 per student. That would include obviously the renting the sites at the campground, 2 breakfasts and 2 dinners, and the students would be responsible for bringing lots of candy for their on-trail food, which is what they tended to bring last year. Just, obviously safety would be of concern here. All the chaperones are experienced hikers, have chaperoned a similar trip before. We don't want to travel as a group of 20 just because that would, kind of kill the wilderness experience, but we'll start as 2 groups of 10. And what often happens on these is you kind of sort yourself naturally into groups that move at different pace. We don't want anyone to get too far ahead. We have protocols about pausing at trail intersections, but we could, split into as many as 4 groups. And certainly, every student will always be with a chaperone. We'll stick to well-traveled trails. If anything should happen, we wouldn't be too far from help. I do carry a satellite communicator that will work in all circumstances if we ever needed to radio for help, because that does happen, right? We could do everything right and somebody could break an ankle or something to that effect. So, we had a super successful trip this past year. You've maybe seen some of these pictures, but I just wanted to share a few of them with you on the next slide. So when we went this past year, we went up to Mount Flume, about 11 miles and 3,100 feet of elevation gain. Being the math teacher, I always like to encourage what I call proportional thinking. So I like to break down hikes into what I call Wachusett. Climbing Mount Wachusett, which most of us are familiar with, is about 750 feet of elevation gain. So that's like climbing Mount Wachusett 4 times in a row, which is pretty impressive. Our entire group did make it to the summit. For many of them, their first 4,000 footer. A few of us went on to this second mountain behind, which is called Mount Liberty. There's a few pictures of that. So that was Mount Liberty, beautiful summit. It was, I joked after we returned last year, I should just retire from the hiking club because we had the perfect weather, the perfect trail conditions. It'll never happen again. We'll be huddled under a rain canopy this October probably, but it was just a perfect trip. It was a real memorable experience for all the students. You can go to the next one. It was a beautiful time of year up there. Just again, random. I spent too much time pointing out mountains. Mount Moosilauke, that's the one we're hoping to go to this coming October. But it was just a beautiful trip. It's so nice to hike that time of year. The trails tend to be free of mud. The bugs are gone. And this was, I connected with somebody, the Forest Service contracts out to a third-party vendor, but this person really went above and beyond he knew it was a student group and he really kind of treated us to the perfect sites. This is called East Branch of the Pemigewasset River. That's the Kankamangas Highway right there on that bridge, but you can see there's a tent, but that's the river right behind it. The water was very cold. I did not go in the water, but several of our students did. You can see I'm wearing a jacket and a hat the following morning. It was cold, so it was a great time. And then we talk about these things. A few of our members have a lot of experience with scouting. And one thing that they talked about is, ROTC certainly does this with a lot of their assignments, but, to maybe increase student ownership and involvement in that planning and decision-making process. So we'd like to kind of, farm out some of those tasks, and the students are very willing to do it. The Alpine Zone is kind of an achievement when you're hiking mountains. So this mountain that we have in mind, Mount Moosilauke, has an extensive Alpine Zone. So that's kind of a neat experience to be up above tree line. just, plants that you normally would have to travel 500 miles further north to see. And, in my time hiking up there, I've met quite a few people. So I know someone who's the president of a search and rescue organization. And, we're still trying to work out the logistics, but this person is willing to come and, give us about a 20-minute presentation on search and rescue. Again, not to scare anybody, but just to emphasize preparedness and the fact that even if you are prepared, stuff can happen and you maybe need to prepare for a few more things than you thought of. So that's certainly something that I learned in my time there. So anyways, again, with the committee's approval, we're hoping to do this again. It was a great trip, and I think these types of experiences, like Mrs. Murphy spoke about, the things that students will remember. I'll certainly remember the conversations I had with students on trail on this hike for many years to come. So we're looking forward to hopefully doing this again in October. So,
Do we have a motion?
Move approval with the usual provisos.
Second.
Mark, okay,
I didn't get who seconded.
Mark,
Mark did.
okay, any questions?
It's a curiosity question. Do any of the kids ever want to bushwhack, or is that not an issue?
Yes, they do. We tend to do that more locally. So, certainly like in the Quabbin Reservoir on some of our hikes, we've gone off trail. Yes, yeah, they do. They do. Some of them I have to maybe rein in a little bit from avoiding bushwhacking off the side of a cliff, but yeah, they do. I don't want to scare anybody. We had a student, he's graduated now, Casey Seam. I don't know if you remember him, but I would turn around and he would be at the top of a tree or, climbing some rock.
He still does that.
Yeah, he still does. Yeah. So they're curious. And we've talked about that, again, things that we could maybe add down the road, map and compass skills. And so much of navigation now, like everything, can be done with the aid of technology, which, is not always the first way to go. But yeah, and even within the White Mountains, there are, things that you can work on, goals and destinations that do require bushwhacking and all that. So yeah, they do want to do that.
Any other questions of Chris? Being none, do we roll call?
Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy,
Yes.
Mr. Willanen,
Yes.
Ms. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. Muck,
Yes.
Mr. Moncour,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler,
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nutter,
Yes.
Chairman Deschamps.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Much
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Good luck, and thanks for doing that with the kids.
Yeah.
My pleasure. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement, as I always say. So thank you.
The next request is for the grade 8 Washington DC trip in April of 27. Do I have a motion to
So moved.
so move? Second,
Second.
any discussion or questions?
Colleen, how did, we really didn't hear much about this year's trip. Any bon mots that you could,
They had a great time. If you remember, that was the week where it had been cold all along and all of a sudden it turned really, really hot. So the kids struggled a little bit with what to bring. And so when they got there, there was some, sometimes you're prepared for different than what you get, but they had a great time and yeah, they really enjoy it. A lot of great stories.
My daughter had a great time. I really enjoyed it.
Good. Anybody else? Okay, Mrs. Bennett, roll call, please.
Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy,
yes.
Mr. Willanen,
Yes.
Ms. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yeah.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. Muck,
Yes.
Mr. Moncour,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler,
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nutter,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Yeah, then.
Oh, I have a question. When the kids don't go on the 8th grade trip, are they supposed to show up here?
Yes, they do. They come to school and they have different activities and lessons that they engage in. Yeah.
I had to ask the parliamentarian for advice. These are requests for approval for outdoor the nature's classroom. I would expect Ocam Center, school trip, Hardwick Elementary, Ocean Ocean Park, Maine, Hubbardson Center School, Swansea, New Hampshire, and Ruggles Lane School, Dartmouth, Massachusetts. And the dates are listed on the agenda.
Move approval with the usual proviso. Second.
Any questions or comments?
I'm just gonna say that, if anything changes, so some of the fees went up for some of our locations, so people are still kind of negotiating those, but we usually ask at this time of year because it's an out-of-state field trip. So if something changes, we'll come back to the committee and let you know.
Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, Mrs. Bennett, roll call, please.
Dr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Devine?
Yes.
Mr. Brophy?
Yes.
Mr. Willannon?
Yes.
Ms. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Muck?
Yes.
Mr. Moncour?
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler?
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Nutter?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes. Okay, the next one is for the NJROTC 2026, 2027 calendar in-state and out-of-state trip.
Move approval with the usual proviso.
Captain and Lieutenant.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Captain, you got the floor.
To see me, Dr. Allen? It's unfortunate Chris Haley left. I mean, he talks about he chose not to go into the cold water. We're going whitewater rafting tomorrow, but there's no choice there. Sometimes you just go, no matter how old you are, and I don't want to hear any stories. Thank you for having me. I brought along with me tonight Lieutenant Friedel, my cohort in crime over there, that I don't do anything without except the whitewater raft. No exotic trips over to Europe this year. We try not to step on the other organizations in the school that take trips, so we go every other year. So, but hopefully you'll see one soon for 2028. Just a quick review of what we're doing here. We are going whitewater rafting. You've already approved that one. We go tomorrow. 54 cadets and 15 drivers. No cadet drivers, no former cadet drivers. Parents who have continued to support ROTC year after year, event after event. We're doing the Kennebec River. Class 3, class 4, minimum age is 10, so it's very, very, very safe. It is high water release time, so that's like 8,200 basketballs coming to you every second, which is kind of exciting. But it, quite frankly, is safer. A little highlight, we're going back to Leadership Academy. That continues to run. I'm no longer in charge. I gave that up like Mr. Brophy. It's time to move on with that. So I gave that up a couple of years ago, but this year we have 5 cadets going, which is 2 more than last year. Plus we have an aide going down. So Quabbin is very well represented. And we have 3 cadets doing senior leadership school in August. That's a virtual school. It's for COs, commanding officers, executive officers, and command master chiefs. So we have 3 great kids attending that. In the fall, we're doing our basic leadership training, which is down in Newport. It's 3 nights, 4 days. I'm anticipating that we'll have about 100 cadets. Will be not all from Quabbin, but the majority will probably be from Quabbin. Tradition shows it's about 70 or so. It's run by Quabbin, which is great. Would you agree? This lady here will probably go as an aide, I'm sure. And we partner with Coventry High School out of Rhode Island and also Oxford out of Mass. And we may have a 4th school this year. One of the instructors from Oxford left and went to Fitch down in Groton, Connecticut. And he's not starting up the unit, but he's trying to get that unit healthy. And I think that he may partner with us in Newport. So I'm anticipating 100 or more cadets will be involved in that. Excuse me. Some things that are new, and Dr. Allen, I think we finally might have the opportunity to get that orienteering team on the 14th of November in Brewster, New York. Master Sergeant Miller, who is a new hire, starts on 1 July. is interested in putting together an orienteering team, and this is right up his alley. It's something that he's done before. Big Marine, you talk about bushwhacking, yep. So wherever a Marine can walk, that's where they go. So he's interested in getting that started, and has already said that he wants to go ahead and take a team on the 14th of November to New York. Our area manager inspection is on the 4th of December. Just got approval for that a couple of days ago. I would invite you all to attend that to see the cadets go through their inspection. The ceremony usually takes about an hour and 20 minutes. It's well worth your investment in time. Many of you have been to it before, and I'll let you speak to that if you would like. We have our drill meet here at Quabbin on the 12th of December. How many teams will be there? I don't know, but it'll probably be a minimum of 4, and I could predict maybe as many as 6 or 7, all the way from Maine to Connecticut. Always very, very well run. I have it on good authority that Lieutenant will probably run that one again this year. I'm sure she's excited about it. In January, a marksmanship championship down in Oxford. Again, we've never participated in that, so that'll be a new endeavor for us. Then we have the Area 1 Drill Championship. This says Newport, Rhode Island. It's been moved to Coventry, Rhode Island. Won't be an overnight, but it will be an out-of-state trip. I think we did very, very well on our first endeavor on the Area 1 Championship this past January down in Newport. We didn't win it all, but we showed a great team out there. I have on here a brain brawl in Southold on Long Island. That would be an overnight trip for anywhere from 8 to 10 cadets. A brain brawl also down in New London, Connecticut. That would be a down and back same day. Our ball and our lock-in are already locked in. Anybody want to volunteer to stay up all night with the cadets? No?
We heard you're coming back.
I would chaperone, man. Really, I would chaperone. But that's always great. The Area 1 drone competition down in New London, Connecticut. We've been there twice, won the championship twice for the area. So the kids are excited to do that. Our Memorial Day Assembly is scheduled as listed here. Some of you were able to come this past year. Hopefully you'll be able to make it back in the next May. And our award ceremony, change of command, is the last Friday of May. So that's the general lineup of events that we have in-state, out-of-state. We get calls a lot to do color guards for the Celtics game, the Red Sox games. Can't get into the Patriots and definitely will not go to the Bruins. They make us buy 40 tickets in order to go ahead and do the color guard. So if you want to make a donation of $100 per ticket, that's what it costs to do a color guard at a Bruins game. I think this past year we hit every football game as we should for Quabbin, and every boys and girls basketball. So the cadets are really into that and doing a lot of school service. So that's all I have. This is very likely this will be my last meeting. I want to thank you also for having me here year after year, and sometimes a couple of times a year. Thank you for trusting me with these great cadets. I really appreciate it. You've never turned down anything that I've asked, and you showed up at the things that I've asked you to come to. And I'm very, very appreciative of that. None of that was possible for these past 15 years without Kathy Friedel at my side. She's the real worker. I'm just the eye candy. Nothing gets done at Quabbin Regional High School and JOTC unless her hand touches it. And so I've been very, very fortunate to have her at my side. And I think that the superintendent has hired a wonderful master sergeant that's going to come in, and I think you're going to love him. He's already integrated very, very well with a lot of our cadets on many activities. He's going whitewater rafting with us, as a matter of fact. And they have taken to him really, really well. He's easy to get to know. He's got a great manner about him. And we're still working on my replacement. It'll happen. It'll happen. But thank you very much.
Yeah.
Captain, I just wanted to thank you for the time you've given the district. And I spoke to you at graduation and it's on two levels. It's at a professional level when I taught in the building. And I saw the effect that your program had on kids who may not have set as high expectations for themselves as they would have had they not been part of your program. And that was it was a pleasure to watch that happen. And on a personal note as well, what you do for children, you said it when you told me at graduation, if you set high expectations for the kids, they will meet them. They meet them because they feel cared for and respected. And you've done that, and along with the lieutenant. So bravo, and we'll miss you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, this is one of the great programs that we have in this school district. And when I talk to people about our district, this is one I always quote. And the captain and the lieutenant have done a great job, great people, great job. Put the time and effort in. I echo what you said, Dave. And my personal thanks to both of you for what you've done. I think it's been a real credit to the education in our communities.
Thank you, Doctor.
Anyone else?
Yes,
Greg?
please.
Greg?
I had the honor of working with both Lieutenant Friedel and Captain Brennick for many years. And I honestly can say words cannot express the gratitude I have to them for what they have done for our students and our school district. Quabbin Regional High School is a better place because of the two of you. Our young ladies in our building have one of the finest examples they will ever find in Lieutenant Friedel.
Amen.
And it has done wonders for the program. And I always said our school was better because of the tone that both of you have set in our building. And like I said, words cannot express my gratitude or respect. I have worked with hundreds of educators over the years, and you two are not among the best. You are the best. So thank you.
Anyone else?
Let's vote.
Okay, need a motion to approve.
I've said a motion a long time ago.
Okay, I'm sorry. We have a second?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so roll call, please, Mrs. Bennett.
I'm a little choked up now. Take me a minute. Dr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Devine?
Yes.
Mr. Brophy?
Yes.
Mr. Willannon?
Yes.
Ms. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Muck?
Yes.
Mr. Moncourt?
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler?
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Nutter?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a weird thing.
Enjoy the trip.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll return to the consent agenda.
Can I go next so I can go?
Oh, Ellen,
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Yes, that's okay. If the committee's okay with that, Ella?
Go ahead.
All right, thanks, everybody. Not much new with me. I wanted to say that I was really, really pleased that AP Computer Science A is running. I wasn't expecting that, and I know me and a couple of other students that are in that class are really, really excited to be taking that. So very excited about that. I also wanted to ask, is this plan of getting the schedules to us before we leave, is that still gonna happen?
That is the plan. I'm going to look at Principal Rigney up there for some confirmation, but that is definitely the plan. Yep,
So
thumbs
far,
up
that's
right there.
That's our plan right now so far. Yep.
I talked to Mrs. Stoltz today and she said they're really getting to be in good shape. So
Okay, yeah, that's really cool. And then I was also gonna ask, there's been like a rumor going around about flex blocks being changed to you go to the teacher that you're dropping that day. I wanted to just ask about that.
that is not something we can really speak about just yet. So I'm going to leave it at that, but you'll be hearing more, I'm sure, in the next.
Okay. I just wanted to express kind of the sentiment that students and teachers have been feeling about that, because to us, That does not seem like a great idea for many reasons. FlexBlock is a really great opportunity, at least for me, to go to teachers that I need help with or I need to make up work, or especially in ROTC, like, so I'm the supply officer and I need to issue some people new uniform replacements. And these are people that can't come in before or after that. I need them there in FlexBlock. And so FlexBlock is a really great opportunity for that. I would also say, just to touch on the making up work thing, like if you're forced to stay in that teacher that you dropped, that just doesn't, people really utilize their flex blocks, as do I. And so I do not think it would be beneficial to go to that teacher that you dropped that day, because also that's a little break, you know? So just wanted to express that we would really not like that.
Well, anything else?
Not for me. Do you guys have any questions?
Would something in between, I mean, I did a little bit of substitute teaching, and I know that FlexBlock came to me, and then I would give passes out to somebody who really needed to go see another teacher down the road. And not everybody did that. A lot of folks stayed in class, but a bunch of individuals actually that would go off to the teacher. It's a little bit of coordination between the FlexBlock teacher and the teacher that they're heading off to. We got to make sure they actually get there. But the bottom line is, that it could be something of a compromise. Just an idea.
Right?
In the works.
In the works. Okay. Anything else, Ella?
That's it for me.
Okay. What's the plans now for you? Are you coming back next year or?
Yep.
Good.
Back to shoot.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ella.
Okay, we'll return to the consent agenda. And we need to have gonna wait. Go. The approval of minutes, for the May 5th, 14th meeting, 2026. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Motion. Second? Any additions, omissions?
This is for the consent calendar altogether.
So, I'm sorry, we don't do the whole thing.
We do
Okay.
the whole thing together.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. Let's just do the whole thing. The presentation, do I have to say it?
We usually say what the warrant
Warrants
numbers are. Yeah.
Okay, the presentation of the warrants for approval, warrant numbers, bi-weekly 24, 25, weekly payroll 47, 48, 49, 50, accounts payable 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. And there are no donations.
I'll move.
Roll call, Mrs. Bennett, when you have a chance.
Dr. Allen, Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy,
Yes.
Mr. Willannon,
So are these for all the bullets under the consent, or are we just doing the?
All of them.
all the consent.
All right, so I'll abstain.
Okay. Ms. Garvey? Mr. Brown?
Abstain.
Ms. Rogers?
I'm gonna abstain because I'm not really sure what they are.
Okay. Ms. Mott?
Yes.
Mr. Moncourt?
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler?
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Nutter?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
The next is the administrative reports, the superintendent of schools.
So our director's report, Ms. Bennett will bring up on the screen. So a lot of pictures this month in our report. It's been in your packet, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask any of our folks. I'll highlight a few things. So graduation was last Friday night. We had beautiful, beautiful weather, and the sun went down and it got even better. And also there's a picture there of the NJROTC changing of command where Captain Brennick was piped out by, I think, probably at least probably 40 former cadets. There were a lot of them there. And I mean, they came from, I talked to one former cadet who came from Michigan to, be there for that. So that was really cool. And then if you keep going down, I've put some data in there. This is Christine Bellino, sorry. She is one of our lunch monitors and she works our safety program after school. She's responsible for twice using the Heimlich maneuver and saving a student from choking. So when Representative Berthium came out to give Captain his citation, he and Senator Durant had citations for Miss Bellino, and Walter was there with me, so we were able to congratulate her. And I told her we would invite her to a school committee meeting so you could all kind of thank her. I didn't know where to put this, but it felt like it went under student learning, but the data is there. A lot of times this time of year, you may get questions outside of our school committee meetings about our student plans after graduation. So the guidance department does an amazing job and they put together this data year over year. So you see the past 3 years of data about our graduating seniors, and I think you'll notice a trend. So we're definitely starting to see a trend in 2-year colleges increase over 4-year colleges for lots of different reasons. And the other place that we're seeing it is around that vocational and technical training after high school. So I point that out. I think it's good information for all of you to have. If, community members are asking what our students are up to upon graduation.
I have a comment on that.
Sure.
I mean, that was very interesting to me to see the pattern, the trend, which kind of aligned with what we've seen in other places. My question was, which right before that you have the 10% goal. Again, we can kind of correlate then. It seems like this is going to be, I think, our target. Because I feel like to me, if students are not really have no desire to go to college to begin with, then therefore they're going to shut down. Like, I don't really, why am I learning what I'm learning? Therefore lead to potential failure. So in essence, I think your goal for the 10% to increase over time, I think the 19% of people that specifically do not want to go to college, that may be the target that we would need to look at. Again, just an idea, right? Because again, there's a lot of things behind the data. The other thing I'm noticing is the fact that the majority of the students, like it seems like over 50% of them are choosing other path beyond the 4-year college, right?
Yes.
Which makes me wonder, then, is there a potential plan to have targeted learning for these students? Like, for example, maybe increasing in our CC programs, or maybe having a pathway for them to actually have hands-on learning that can help them grow after college and get a job in the industry. I can think of actually in the health science industry, in the biotech industry, right? Most schools now actually proposing to increase those access. I'm wondering if we're actually at that stage now, where especially in the biotech industry, where most places are actually looking for those things. I would actually advocate for the fact that maybe we leave this here on our campus, because it would be a great opportunity for us to actually take those students and move them in this. You know what, here's what you need. 4 years is not 4 years anymore. Then here's a path that you can actually go. Because otherwise, without the path, you're going to end up seeing those failure rate, because I don't really want to learn anything, but I'm not going to college. At least that's what I'm seeing based on the data for the past 3 years. I'm glad you actually have 3 years cohort of information. But that was my comment so far.
Yeah, it is one of the reasons that we have our innovation pathway programs at our middle high school. So we have them for manufacturing, informational technology, and business. But Principal Rigney and I were on the phone with our representative who sort of handles and awards the grants and programs for innovation pathways. But we are talking about, not for this upcoming year, but biomedical has actually come up. We have a teacher that we just recently hired that has a background in that. We have another existing teacher who has a background in that as well. So we are talking about maybe making some potential adjustments based on student interest and what's working currently and what we're doing differently. And if you remember when we talked about our course offerings, we are adding some new courses this year for intro to engineering, artificial intelligence. We added cybersecurity just last year to address the student areas of interest. And if you were at graduation, or if you weren't, or I should say awards night, many of our students leave with credentials from those innovation pathways. So when you hear that they have Intuit certification or Adobe certification, our students are getting those certifications with us. But I agree, there's much more we can do based on our student interest and their need.
I think one thing I think is interesting that you didn't point out too is if you go back to 2024, right, there's 27% unemployment gap here. That actually flipped into two-year college. So if you look back 3 years, we actually have more people pursuing a higher education than might not have. And they're choosing the 2 year, maybe because they're looking at it as the stepping stone to college. Because a lot
It's affordability. We're seeing different trends, but definitely affordability for sure.
So you can go 2 years community college and then don't opt out a more expensive institution too.
So if there's, the other thing I just wanted to mention, I don't know if this is the place to do it or not, but we didn't have it under new business. So the MASC, MASS joint conference, you should have all gotten an email probably on that. It's November 2nd to 4th. So if you're interested in attending, it is going to be in Danvers this year, which is a different location. The rooms are about $129 a night if you manage to secure one of the ones that they have set aside.
They've got I've got room reservations there. There's a block of rooms that's set aside at the hotel. And total cost for the 2 nights is $288. It's about $130 for the room. There's a 14% residency tax and then there were other add-ons, but it was $288 total for 2 nights. And you had cancellation up to the night before. So you can cancel and there's no harm done to you that way.
What's the district do for it?
What does the district do for it? So we pay for your conference. And so we ask you as a school committee member to pay for your hotel and your travel.
What about the meals you're gonna pay for?
We paid for, there's one nighttime meal that we paid for last year.
A keynote speaker.
Keynote, yeah.
Wednesday night.
Yeah. I haven't seen the agenda yet, so I don't know who that's gonna be.
Speakers.
Yeah.
He's good.
On the flyer, the phone number that was on the flyer, I got a very strange place. That the conference wasn't there, that they don't own the hotel anymore. And I checked, it was the number on the flyer. There was a number on the website. That's how I got through to the hotel. And it was a national reservation center. It wasn't local, so it worked out a lot better, but that was interesting. Yes, good one.
So you can let Jess know if you're interested in that because she will register you for the conference itself.
Dr. Allen? How many attendees are we able to pay for?
What
Was
did
it
we do
5
last year? Was it?
There were what?
I think it was 5 or Deb didn't go.
One, two.
Deb didn't
I
go.
think it was 4. Walter went?
He couldn't go.
No. Mark? Dr. Allen? Dave?
So 4.
I think it was just 4. I think we could pay for 5, but I'd have to double check.
Who's going to go this year? You're going to leave?
I hope so.
Hope so. Yeah, 4 of us, right? Okay, Dave. Anybody else want to go?
Okay,
Well,
Jess, we'll take some names.
We'll take some names because we're
You can
limited
send
on
them. Yeah.
what we have for registration fees.
Yeah. My big news. Oh, sorry.
No,
Can I
go
on
ahead.
to the next thing?
No.
Big news is we passed 4 out of 5 towns for our budget. So I want to thank Allison and Stacy for living the dream with me. And Saturday we were there for 3 hours, Saturday morning. It was great, right, Jenna? So great. And we have one more to go at Ocam Center School, Monday, the 22nd. But we do have a budget because we have the 4 towns approval. And one thing I want to point out in the director's report. Oh, sorry, Dr. Allen.
Yeah, I wanted to make a comment about this. This has been a tough year. I think Mark and the subcommittee and Colleen and the administration have done an outstanding job. You read about town after town after town, they're firing the whole school district. The fire department's gonna go up in smoke. It's a terrible situation. And yet we've been able to hang in and maintain a quality education. I was in a meeting recently at the UMass campus in Newton, the old girls' college there. And the director of policy for the school there was talking about education and learning and teaching and just great ideas, just so exciting. I said, yes, but there's the elephant in the room. And that's funding. How in the hell are we going to fund all of this when we have fewer students in almost all districts? And yet this district seems to have the willingness and the ability to plug along, plod along, get it done. As I used to say about Barry, they'll spend what they won't, not an extra nickel, but they'll spend what they need to in order to keep the education up. But I think the work you folks have done just is exemplary. And I wanted to put that in the record.
Thank you.
Lee? Yeah, I just want to comment. I was actually going to bring it up under our comments, but I only went obviously to the Barry town meeting, but I think the superintendent's presentation was just so spot on, so great. There were a number of points that she hit that I think if there was anybody that wanted to come up and speak against schools, I think it was a preemptive strike. I think she just covered everything so well. And I know I'm sure a lot of it was presented that way to the other towns, but in Barry, I think it was really great. Last year, we had 3 or 4 people come up where they wanted to play with the numbers, et cetera, with the monies. You know, they come up with these questions where you really can't answer because the question is so superfluous. None of that happened this year, which to me was a little surprising, I think. And the other thing that I think is helpful or very helpful is the articles you put in the Barry Gazette that come from, you know, the desk of the superintendent, because you handle a lot of things there. You spoon feed it, for lack of a better term, for a group of people that pretty much don't know, I bet, what goes on in the district. And so I think a lot of that puts to rest what people hear from, you know, Jane's second husband, whose, you know, daughter heard from Computer Genius or whatever it is, all those rumors that go around. I think that really does a great job to, you know, to put out there to say, here's what's going on, here's what we're doing. And, you know, I just think, I agree with Dr. Allen that everybody involved did really well, but I just think the presentations.
Yeah, I mean, one additional item I would like to add, I think this is the recipe. We're kind of going back to say, what did we do right? I think I've seen you in town multiple times prior to the voting process, because the front facing and engaging of FinCom, Select Board, all of that actually add to the recipe for success. And I would say that's the key thing from previous time, right? Because people just don't know. And then therefore we got out of our way to explain what's going on. Here's our plan. Here's how we're doing it. We're doing our best to actually meet what we need to do. And again, thank you for everyone actually, even to you, Colleen, going out there. I mean, I think I received an email last week and say, hey, I'm going to be in town. I'm like, I'm coming too. So it's going to be interesting for all of us to actually, if all hands on deck, is to front face the community and talk to them and explain them exactly what we're doing. It's very wide open. What happened is that there's a lack of, there's an apathy in some places where people we're busy, we don't care. We only care as soon as we see the number. And next thing you know, we have a million questions, where in fact it's been here all year long with actually communicating it. So thank you for going on the floor, talking to the Select Board and everyone else, and making sure we can actually communicate that. So it's a recipe for success. Let's continue to build upon it for the next couple of years.
Yeah, just a quick statement to reiterate what was already said. You know, we started in January with like an 8% budget increase over the prior year. And, you know, the staff worked on it. Allison, you know, Stacy, Colleen, they worked on it and they got it down to 3.76%. And all the way through, it was transparent to the towns that were working on this.
Right.
I mean, one of the first questions that Colleen got was, she put together a fantastic paper for all the sites. I don't know if anybody got them from other sites, but the bottom line is it's one of them, a beautiful one. Why are buses not full? I mean, I get that a million times, right? So I have the answer right here, right? And it was really a fantastic job. And it was all the transparency, the newspaper articles, the upfront, and the process, keeping people in the loop. They had the option to participate. If they did, that was fine. If they didn't, that was really, most towns actually had somebody at all the meetings. So it really worked out well. And, for a year that I thought was going to be rather difficult, it was difficult, but the bottom line is I didn't think we'd be sitting here 4 out of 5.
Colleen hasn't slept in 5 months.
Can you tell? Can you tell?
Okay.
Excellent work by the administrator.
Thank you all for your support. It's
Colleen, I was gonna say one other
great.
thing. Is I was impressed that you stayed till the end of the Hubbardston town meeting when Monty Tech superintendent was like, oh, approved, out. And there was Colleen at the very end, still sitting through the whole thing.
Yes, and that means a lot. That's right. You're here until the end. It's, yeah.
I tell a story that one time I was at a town meeting, and at the end of the meeting, they brought the school budget back up to revote a different number. So I tried to stay right till the bitter end. And I also think it's important to show that we want to know what's happening in the town at the same time. I mean, there was some really interesting conversation at Hardwick about the pilot program and funding for towns around the lake. I mean, I found that fascinating. So yeah, it's good information for us too. Okay, and then I just want to, there's a photo in here of Kevin Clark on Saturday worked with, oh, you just went by it. It's all the hammock garden. So Kevin Clark worked with the PTO from Ocam Center School, and they put in a hammock garden. And I think their PTO president might be on, because I thought I saw Tiffany on there earlier. I don't know if she's still there or not, but they had to dig all these holes, cement them. It was a community effort where families were involved. There's even a beautiful video of the process. So I just wanted to thank everyone who's involved in that. It's really a neat space for kids to relax out at recess time, read a book, chill out. I'm sure the teachers are going to use it for some quiet reading time. And I didn't know if Tiffany or Principal Worthington wanted to say anything about it. There are pictures of kids in the hammock, but I thought this one gave you the best view of sort of what it looks like if you get a chance. Maybe if you come to the Ocam town meeting, we could take a walk there and check it out. But it's a really fun, neat idea. Not hearing anything from the crowd, so. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, Tiffany, you go ahead.
Yeah, we saw this project by another school a couple years ago. So this has been a few years in the making for us. And we were very lucky that Kevin and some of our maintenance guys and families donated their time for this, and some local businesses helped us out. So the kids have been enjoying it so far this week. But over the summertime, it will be bring your own hammock because we're not going to leave them up all summer long.
Thank you. Thanks for doing that for the kids. Awesome. So if there's anything else in the reports you have questions about or you are interested in, just let us know. I will also tell you that we have had an absolutely outstanding spring athletic season. Our track team has really been in post season. I'm not even sure of the term for it, but every time I turn around, I think they're done now, but they've been asking for permission to keep going out to all of the championships. So that's super exciting. And we had our unified track meet on 2 weeks ago, I believe. So that was awesome as well.
Dr. Allen. Yeah, I just want to come. We talked about this unified thing before. but I think that shows a quality of caring and humanity that just didn't exist 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I think it's a great thing.
It is. Yes.
Yeah, we're super proud of our teams.
Only so my understanding was that initially the federal Department of Education was going to fund a lot of things. And they sent money to the schools to happen. But I know a lot of that stuff has been part of education's been like ripped apart. I mean, could there be any funding issues in the future? Because I think, and I've spoken to other people outside of this district about this, and they're familiar with it and they know people who've done it. So it seems to be very popular. I'm just wondering if, is this something we can grow, not just us, but the state or?
Yeah, actually, our athletic director has taken Unified under his budget. And so he budgets and prepares for uniforms and all the things for all of our Unified teams. What I will tell you about federal funding is we will see a reduction this year, 26, 27, in our title funding, our IDEA, which is our special education funding. I don't want to say it's not significant, but it is going to be not significant compared to what happens in 27, 28. So they're starting to release information about potentially there may not be Title I grants. So it will be really interesting. We'll stay right on top of it so that we know what's happening. And that is fortunately a whole nother cycle out, but we need to start preparing and looking because we do fund quite a few positions through all of those grants as you would imagine. So more to come.
Any other questions?
On the regional agreement leases,
Oh, yeah.
is there an issue?
Well, Hardwick just wondered, so we wrote those leases to be 20-year leases and Hardwick wondered, if they had to sign it for 20 years. So I just kind of wanted to bring that to the committee. It doesn't mean we need to change all of them, and we probably want to look at the language to just see if there's some sort of out, if you will, for towns, but we're starting to get some questions like that. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention that.
So the town votes on the regional agreements, correct?
They also
And then
sign the leases.
They do, the
Yeah.
selectmen?
Yes.
Or does the town have to vote on this?
No.
Right, it's just a regional agreement?
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have a meeting with them coming up soon, I'm sure, but that's just a question that I've gotten from the town of Hardwick about the duration of the lease.
Shouldn't they go
But
to
the
the
board-
subcommittee?
What's that? Dr. Allen?
Shouldn't they go to the subcommittee?
I think it could. I think it could.
But the four towns supported the regional agreement so far?
So not all the towns put the regional agreement on their
Oh, okay. gotcha.
annual
That's right,
town
that's for the
meetings. Some
other
of them are
special
going to put them
meetings.
on their special town meetings. Yes. Yeah. So we may want to attend a Hardwick Select Board meeting to learn more about their sort of questions
Questions on the
around
lease.
the leases and what they're thinking in regards to.
I gotta come up to speed on this. Dr. Allen, you brought up the subcommittee. There was a subcommittee to do the regional agreement. Is there a separate subcommittee to do the leases or were they?
We did it shortly thereafter.
Central losses.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's where that would go. Okay. Thank you, Mark. Anything else?
Are we gonna do the sign up for the subcommittees? meeting?
No, because I was very ill prepared and didn't even think about that. And do it real quick, maybe, and print it.
I'm gonna say ill prepared, yes. You just.
Overwhelmed?
It's a little bit of an overwhelming day.
You want some time to do that? Yes.
I can do it as we go.
Okay.
Some subcommittee.
We'll go to the subcommittee reports, budget. Mark?
Actually, nothing beyond what I had already mentioned. Again, just a really good job. Hopefully, I know we have some budget transfers to close out this year, which we'll take under new business.
Yeah.
To make sure that we have the authorization to close out this current year. But everything went well, and hopefully next year we have the resources we need. As I noticed in the statement that it will effectively instruct our students on an ongoing basis as well.
Okay. Well, thank you for your work. Collective bargaining, Lee.
So the CB group is, we are currently ongoing with the teachers, the paras, and the secretaries.
Thank you. All right, we'll go on to unfinished business. There are none. Is there any public comment?
No.
No.
See your hands up.
School committee comments? Mark, Walter?
Okay, I went to the junior high, the junior class political engagement program, and you know, each of the students had their own, picked a topic and they worked on it. And it was fantastic, you know, seeing all the kids, talking to them, learning about, you know, what they were into, seeing how smart they are. Some of those kids are wicked smart. And now this is the 8th grade civics thing coming up on the 17th. And I think it's gonna be a similar thing. I went to that last year. It was really good. That's all I got about that. But I have a question for Colleen is the course catalog. Is that something that you could share with us without a big problem? I'm just curious what it looks like, you know.
Of course.
I've never seen the
I
website.
think it's in the drive.
It is on the
Forward's
website, and we usually, when we do, course, usually, Assistant Principal Gil Martin comes and he goes over the course selections from the next year. It's always in the drive then. It's on our website. We can also make sure it gets put right to that drive so that you have it in an easy spot. Yep.
Interested in.
It is very interesting.
Well,
I
we
think-
look at it and review and reform.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
We look at it and review and reform.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Colleen, just going back to the Hardwick thing. So, I mean, each town has to provide a building for the kids to be educated. If it's a 20-year lease, which we've had ongoing, if we got to a point that it was something like they want this, use a wing for, you know, for the town purposes, et cetera. I mean, we can, even though it's a 20-year lease, we can mutually agree to something that makes sense. I mean, it's not like we're going to sit there and say, well, we're not using the wing, but screw you, you know, we have a 20-year lease. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, I don't know what the conversation will be, but it should be, listen, we're all reasonable people here. It's not.
Yeah, I think they know that. They're just sort of asking like, well, you know, what would happen? But I'd like the opportunity to go back to talk
Oh,
to
no,
them
I
to
think-
understand.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because
Yeah.
that's a town that hadn't raised that up before. So
Yeah.
just putting it on all your radar.
Any other school committee comments?
Yeah, I'm glad first. Yeah, mine is I don't know, esoteric is too faint to be a word. I can't hear those kids. Maybe the rest of you can, and then my age is beginning to creep up on me or something. But I don't know whether Andrew has any ideas, whether there's anything that we can do. But I can't hear those kids when they. Voices.
Some were better than others.
Right.
Yeah.
Or some.
Just public speaking, right?
And I realize it's a difficult
Yeah.
thing, but I don't know if there's any way to amplify it or.
We have had microphones in here before, haven't we?
Yeah, the problem we run into though is you start to get feedback from broadcasting, so we have to be careful about that. We try to amplify inside the room.
We could put them in the bay here.
Bring them up
Bring 'em
closer.
Bring them up closer.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Jess can manipulate the screen if they need to, but if they were like right in the middle here, I think it would be much easier. It makes sense. I mean, I agree with Dr. Allen, not just today, but many other days that it's sort of like, you know, some kids have a very quiet voice and I can appreciate that. They're nervous. So it's not like against them, but then some kids just present very well. But yeah, I agree. It was tough hearing some of the kids.
They're gonna like to hear what they have
Yeah,
to say.
right, yeah.
Well, maybe we can move them up. We can do that.
We can try a couple different things, I'm sure.
Because, yeah, Andrew, you're right. We get feedback through the whole system.
If we try to broadcast and amplify it through that and would end up happening. The other option is that you can listen to the Zoom. It's about a half a second delay. That's actually what I was doing while they were speaking to make sure the sound was going through all right. And that comes through loud and clear.
it wouldn't be corresponding to what their lips and their actions. and-
Right, it would be about a half second behind.
Yeah.
That would be
did
fun.
a little while ago. It's really annoying. Really annoying. Okay, well, we could work on that.
Being annoying? What, work on what, being annoying?
I've got that down to a science. This is the sheet that was requested.
Mr. Deschamps, I left the regional agreement. We had the regional agreement subcommittee, but I guess we probably don't need that any longer, or
I think we should keep it, to
Okay.
be honest with you.
we had one person from each town
Yeah.
on there.
I think we should keep it.
Okay. It's still on there, but I didn't know how.
I did have one comment, I guess mainly for Kevin. I guess, well, for everyone really. So where are we heading, I guess, for 2027 in terms of the AI front?
So there's actually a document, Shelley and I went to an AI conference back in May. And we met with COSIN, which is the Consortium of School Networking. And there were probably, 16 other schools there, would you say, from around Massachusetts and from Texas and from all across the country. And it was the second session they offered. And the whole purpose of the program was to develop a roadmap for the school system. So Shelley and I actually came up with a plan for the next year in 6 broad steps that will allow us to go from determining where our teachers are right now, what they're comfortable with, or what they're using, to getting all of the staff trained by the end of the year.
I mean, are there any concern in terms of cyber threat aligning with AI deployment?
Of course there is. We would end up restricting AI to Google for Gemini for Workspace, which houses all of our data in a silo and doesn't expose us to ChatGPT or Claude or anything like that open markets would use. So you wouldn't see the exploits that you're currently seeing as those companies start to get their data leaked. So everything that we did would exist within Quad and none of our data would get shared out.
Okay, excellent.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, we can move on to the new business. The first order of the new business is to like a motion to there's an FY budget transfer request to close the year.
So move.
Second.
And wait a minute, it's a motion, it's 2 motions, motion authorized.
Yeah,
That's
the business
one.
manager.
It's all big one, all one of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all one motion, and it says, the motion to authorize the business manager to make transfers necessary to close the fiscal year 2026 budget. Is there a motion? Did I do one?
Dr. Allen.
Yes, Dr.
motion.
Allen.
Second.
Lee, second.
No, Mark second.
Mark, second.
Mhm.
Okay, any questions? Roll call, please.
Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy,
Yes.
Mr. Willannon,
Yes.
Ms. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. Muck,
Yes.
Mr. Moncour,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler,
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nutter,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, a motion to authorize the Quabbin Regional School District Treasurer acting upon the provisions of Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 70, Paragraph 16, as amended by Chapter 13, Paragraph 4 of the Acts of 1972, and with the approval of the chairman of the district committee to borrow money from time to time in anticipation of revenues for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2026, and to issue a note or notes therefore payable within a year, and to renew any note or notes as may be given for a period of less than 1 year in accordance with General Law, Chapter 44, Paragraph 17.
Second.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Dr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Brophy,
Yes.
Mr. Willannon,
Yes.
Ms. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. Muck,
Yes.
Mr. Moncour,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggler,
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nutter,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Okay.
I move the appointment of Superintendent Muha to the Keystone Handicaps.
Second.
Comments or questions?
Can I do those?
Yes.
I think.
I think I could do them both at
Can
the
we do
same
it both
time.
times?
Yeah.
Dr. Allen? Okay, well, the second one also
You gotta
to
give them a win every.
appoint,
So I'm sorry, who was second?
and both of them, to appoint superintendent, the representative to CAPS Collaborative as well.
Dr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Devine?
Yes.
Mr. Brophy?
Yes.
Mr. Willannon?
Yes.
Ms. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Brown? Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Muck?
Yes.
Mr. Moncourt?
Yeah.
Mr. Wiggler?
Yes.
Mrs. Thompson?
Yeah.
Mr. Nutter?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Say yes.
Yes.
What we adjourn.
Oh, wait a minute. Not yet. Not yet. Go
I
ahead.
just want to bring to your attention that we are to share an update from our collaboratives, and you'll find in your packet tonight one from CAPS Collaborative. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. And then we want to just kind of put out there an idea about a next meeting.
As Lee pointed out, the contracts are still in process. So we're going to need a meeting to ratify or to consider ratifying the three contracts that are open right now. And we could schedule one for either Thursday, June 25th, or sometime in July. Any thoughts?
June 25th.
I'm wondering if June 25th might be a tad early. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just wondering if it might be a tad early.
Well, teachers we're good with, so it would be paras and secretaries. Yeah, it's hard to say for sure. I agree with you, but we're definitely going to need one.
If you want to set it, and then if we're pushing that date, like within 48 hours, then we can consider another date. We can consider another date now as a backup. And if it looks like the 25th won't make it, then we back up to.
I think that's a good idea.
All right, so we're going to go for the 25th for now.
That be the only item, I think? Yeah. Okay.
Are you doing another backup date or just June 25th?
Another date that's good for you, Colleen.
Well, I think it
In
puts us
July.
in July, right?
Right.
So I think that
The week of the 6th or.
I could do the week of the 6th, that Thursday, the 9th.
That's our actual school committee meeting.
Right. We have one scheduled then.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
our second, that's the second Thursday,
So
so
why don't we just
we do it then.
Yeah.
All right.
Plus people are going down to DC for the 16 days of Trump's Fair.
All right, we've already got a conflict with the June one. I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in Long Island, and Peggy's going to be at the Cape.
We'll just do July 9th.
Well,
Can you conduct it via Zoom?
Not from down there.
No.
And the chairman needs to be in the building. We'll just do it all July 9th.
Why just do the July?
Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
Okay.
So no 25th.
No, 25th.
So our next meeting will just be July 9th. We'll do everything there.
Will we adjourn?
Second.
Okay, we're done.